but I watched Andor Season 2, and it was great. Now, Star Wars, ever since Disney owned it, I've really grown disillusioned with it. I've been growing, my interest in the franchise has been like slowly declining. Like, even stuff like Mandalorian, which is really good, I just really don't care too much. Like, I just maybe watch one episode every week, but I'm not like actively binging it. I think there was Clone Wars season, like the final few episodes of Clone Wars. That was so amazing. That was like perfect Star Wars. But aside until recently, I just not cared. But then came a TV show. Then came Andor. Now I didn't even realize Andor was gonna happen until after like the first first week came out. And when I heard about it, I was like, really? Who the hell wants to see a show about Cassian Andor? But then I heard hearing things. I started to hear that it was good. Really good. I guess the show was getting huge praise. So then I watched the first 3 episodes. And I was like, this is alright. So I briefly put it down, stopped. I was watching what was it? I was currently in the middle of not Arcane, it was, okay, what was it? Succession, yeah, I was in Succession. I was watching that, catching up for the final season. I thought to myself, this isn't that good. But once I catched up, I was like, okay, maybe I can check out the next few episodes. And then I was like, that was really good. You know, the heist arc on Aldarni, I don't know how to say it. I was like, damn, it's pretty good. So then I watched the next arc. And after that, like after we got to the Narkina 5 arc, I was like, this is the best Star Wars since, I think, maybe Empire Strikes Back. I mean, I love Clone Wars. It's a great show. But even I have there's a few episodes that are like, not that good. And like, there's some actually awful episodes. And even the first 2 seasons were whatever. Like, it was not until really like season 3 where it became top tier Star Wars. And I haven't also played games like Knights of the Old Republic or anything like that, so maybe those would be better. But from what I have seen, yeah, this is the best Star Wars since the first ones. I don't like the prequel. Revenge of the Sith is alright. But, and the sequels, oh god, Rise of Skywalker is easily the worst Star Wars. I'm 50-50 on Last Jedi, and I barely remember Force Awakens. It's a movie that I don't care about. Honestly, if you ask me my favorite Star Wars movie since the first 3, it would be Rogue One. It's not perfect, far from it. Very far from it. But the good stuff, especially the whole final battle, was so good. But, again, Cassian Andor was never the thing I liked about it. Like, he was completely forgettable. He wasn't interesting. I mean, they gave some vague allusions to his backstory, but nothing that really intrigued me or got me to know a good chunk about his character, who he was. But in this show, I think Cassian's like probably one of my favorite characters in Star Wars now, man. Seeing him go from this guy who just doesn't care at all to a now leader is so enthralling. And I was so sad when I realized I had to wait 3 freaking years for the next season. And I waited, and I waited. And I checked out the Acolyte along the way, and it was absolutely horrendous. The worst. It's worse than Rise of Skywalker. It may be one of the worst things that ever in Star Wars. I mean, everything. Even Mandalorian, a show that I wasn't like crazy about, some people were, but I enjoyed it. Season 3 sucked. Obi-Wan sucked. It actually came out before Andor. It still sucks. Book of Boba Fett, which also came out before Andor, sucks. Skeleton Crew was average. Ahsoka, but people I think sucks. I really was like, my only hope was for Andor season 2. Anything before that, I was like, I was not interested in anything else. And it finally came, and it was amazing. Not as good as the first season, but still amazing. Like, it's still incredible. The first 3 episodes were kind of like the first 3 in the Andor. Like, it took me a while to get into, but I eventually got invested towards the end. Then, and then also the next few arcs were really amazing, especially the Gorman arc. That is probably, I can't honestly on par with the Narkina 5 arc for me. It is so amazing. This show, the main thing this show has though that most Star Wars shows doesn't have, even shows like Mandalorian, maturity. So many of these shows feel like I'm watching something that's made for like not even like just middle school kids, more like elementary kids. Kids who can't take any dark reality or any unpleasant facts about life. But this show, like it's not like it's crazy, there's not like guts spilling out, but that shows that you don't always win. Sacrifices, sometimes you have to do bad things to do for the right, to do for good causes. It prays nothing is just like simple evil, like simply evil or simply good. There's sometimes blur the lines. I mean, there's definitely evil and there's definitely good, but sometimes they show there's a little more behind it. Like particularly the Empire. The Empire, outside of Rogue One, ever since Return of the Jedi, they have not been intimidating. Like another show that's kind of like this, except garbage, Rebels. I know I said Clone Wars is amazing, but man, Rebels is just like feels like it got neutered. It's like a neutered version of Clone Wars. It's so garbage. There was like 2 really good episodes. The Obi-Wan one, the one with Darth Vader and Ahsoka. Those are really good. But outside of that, that show just sucks. I was bored. I hated the characters. And it was like, it just felt so ridiculous. Like, it felt so jarring. They go from Clone Wars to this. So I was expecting like a sequel to Clone Wars. This is like that one annoying episode with the droids for a whole show. And it pissed me the hell off. Really pissed me off. And that show, the Empire, was a huge joke. That was one of the biggest issues of the show. They were constantly getting fooled, like manipulated, like beaten so easily. They never felt like a threat. They were like they were literally just Team Rocket. They come up, show up once, and they get their ass kicked, and the heroes get away. Their incompetency was just impossible to take seriously. I mean, like, and even the shows that are for adults, the Empire were so garbage, like absolutely incompetent. Like they're getting outfooled by a 5-year-old kid. But here, they're very threatening. Like you need to like actually really be completely like on edge every moment. Think carefully about everything you do in order to evade the Empire. Sometimes that doesn't even work. Like you see the inner work, and you really see how cruel and malicious they can be without it being too overtaught. Like I think the Gorman arc perfectly shows that. Like the Empire, like you see the Empire, instead of like just simply going down there, just killing everybody without second thought. I mean, they do that eventually, but like they make sure to have an excuse for it. Like they show slowly, like pushing the Gorman people further and further until it reaches a boiling point. And then they show and then eventually use that as an excuse to commit pretty much genocide. So just right there, 1,000,000 times more intelligent than anything Ahsoka had. And it is just, why can't more Star Wars be like this? It's so depressing. Right now, the show's over, and I have no interest in following anything up Star Wars related. Maybe one day we'll get another good show. And maybe if we're really lucky, we'll get another good movie. But I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. So at least be glad we got this. It's better than nothing. So overall, I would give Andor season 2. It's really close, like a really extremely high 9, like barely 9, so close to 10. Yeah, that's why I'm giving Andor. But the show, season 2, but the show overall, it's a 10. It's a 10. I love the show so much. I love it so much. And in case you're wondering, does this change my opinion of Rogue One? A little bit. I like Cassian's character a lot more since, with all the context, his character works a lot better. But that aside, it's still got most of the same problems. It's not a bad movie. Maybe I'll give it like 1 point extra, but that's about it. I gotta go take this off again. Camera guy's still in here.